Coming up on the Uplift, recognition for a generational talent. How St. Paul is honoring one of its brightest gold medalists. Then, a man proving there is no uniform needed to be a hero. How he saved a young boy's life. Then, diving in head first. Meet the teenager who accomplished her dreams despite a challenging diagnosis. Welcome, friends, to the Uplift. In this digital series, we're going to be sharing some of our favorite stories that we hope will put a smile on your face. It's our goal to lift your spirits for at least the next 30 minutes, hopefully for a lot longer. I'm Susan Elizabeth Littlefield. Thank you for being with us. An honor for a well-deserving local star. Olympic gold medalist and Minnesota native Suni Lee was surprised in her hometown of St. Paul with a dedication to all that she has achieved. It may not be gold, but this bronze bust now stands along Lake Phelan. It marks Lee's gold medal in the women's all-around at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. She was the first Hmong American to win an Olympic gold. Now she is the first female athlete to ever be commemorated in a St. Paul park.
I hope to be an inspiration and an advocate for the next generations and other amazing athletes.
She taught me to never give up, believe in myself.
Lee has her sights set on the 2024 Olympics in Paris, but she's expected to compete in the Olympic trials. The trial will be hosted right here in Minnesota in June of next year. A Minnesota truck driver is being recognized for his heroic rescue following a horrific crash. Just look at what happened on Interstate 64 in Kentucky. A car hit a white SUV, causing it to flip over several times before landing in a ditch. Truck driver Jonathan Adams was right behind the SUV and captured the crash on the dash cam. The Grand Rapids native pulled over and helped the 4 people in the SUV.
I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And he's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, okay, let's get you out. So I helped drag him out of the vehicle, and I could tell that he just was really like tons of broken bones. Like there was a lot of major problems going on.
Adams recently received a Highway Angel Award for his actions and quick thinking. He says that his military and first responder training helped him deal with the crisis and provide aid. We have another remarkable rescue to share with you now. A St. Anthony fire chief didn't hesitate to dive in to save a little boy with autism who wound up in the water. As our Alan Henry reports, the chief wasn't even on the clock.
It went south quickly.
Chief Mark Sitar says he was driving south on Silver Lake Road on his way to work Wednesday morning when something caught his eye.
I thought it was a mother who was trying to grab her son.
It was actually a Good Samaritan who had spotted a child with autism running near the road. The boy's father was not far behind, but the child continued to run down a wooded hill and into a pond.
I could just hear screaming coming from the base of this hill. And the father ran up saying, "You have to help my son. He's in the water. I can't swim. You have to save my son." And so I ran down here, and at this point they're screaming and yelling, and I stopped at the trail. I took my boots off and took everything else I had off and my shirt, and I just ran into the water.
Officer Braden McNair arrived at the same time and joined in the rescue.
I could see that the child was probably almost to the middle of the pond, and as I was taking off my stuff, I saw his head kind of dip below the water.
Thankfully, both men were able to pull the child to safety.
Risk a lot to save a lot. There's a kid that could drown, so you don't really think about it. We're going in. We're going to rescue a kid.
For Sitars, it could be his last save after a memorable 25-year career that will end in October.
Births of babies and cardiac arrests that were successful, the 35W bridge collapse. And this is, I think, a pretty good way to end a career.
In St. Anthony, Alan Henry, WCCO News.
A rare disease is not stopping one Alexandria teenager from reaching her dreams. WCCO's Derek James shows us how she is making a splash in a national athletic competition.
It's just cold, and then it's just you, and you're just surrounded.
Watching 14-year-old Sophia Nori effortlessly glide and reach through water, you'd never know her rare condition. She was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease.
I have broken over 100 bones. I am so used to it.
Sophia battles through setbacks and comebacks as she works to re-enter the pool following many broken bones and surgeries. While her bones may be fragile, her will is rock solid, says Courage Kenny swim coach Adam Warden.
For her to have surgery and be out for, a month, 2, 3, 4 months, and to be able to come back in the pool and within 2-3 weeks be, pretty much back at her pre-surgery form is just incredible.
Adam knows how difficult that is. He couldn't save his leg after an accident in 2013. He too returned to the sports he loved with help from the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute.
I think it was 5 weeks after my amputation, they let me borrow a wheelchair to do my first post-surgery. It doesn't take long to get warmed up in here.
That led to coaching adaptive rock climbing, track, and swimming.
Whenever you're ready, hit it.
Working with Sophia is both rewarding and
exhausting. So she's the one who, whenever I'm writing the workout plans, I'm like, all right, this will finally wear her out.
It doesn't.
I like long distance and butterfly, and I am. And most people are like, ew.
Good. That endurance continues to pay off. This month at the Hartford Nationals for those with disabilities in Alabama.
She did typical Sophia and went out and just kind of dominated.
100 back, 50 free, 200 free. What else did I swim?
You did so well you can't even remember all the events that you got gold in.
I don't remember.
Sophia is determined. She has a message for athletes young and old diagnosed with brittle bone or any other disease.
You're not going to be remembered if you just sit there and do nothing. I'm not going to lose walking. I'm not going to lose swimming. I recently got into acting. I'm not going to lose that. Like, I have hobbies. I have passion. I'm not going to lose it.
In Golden Valley, Derek James, WCCO News.
Still ahead, a message of kindness heard around the world. We're going to introduce you to the Minnesota teen who used his words to encourage a stranger and tell you how it helped so many more.